He wowed the crowds in Vancouver with his dynamic skating performance, but Olympian Johnny Weir is known for more than his flair on the ice. He's also known for speaking his mind and for his flashy skating costumes. The feathers, the sequins, the tulle. Where does he get those outfits? Did Cher have a garage sale? Joining me now is Olympic figure skater and star of Be Good, Johnny Weir, on the Sundance Channel. Welcome, Johnny, to the show.
Thank you so much, Miss Joy.
Oh, I was watching. You're a fantastic skater, and you placed 6th at the Olympics overall, which I think is pretty damn good.
It's very good, but, you know, I skated the best I could possibly skate.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm an athlete. At the end of the day, I wanted that medal. I wanted that crowning achievement.
You wanted the gold. Well, everybody wants the gold.
Well, everyone wants the gold. And I felt like that day I deserved it. I was great. It was the best I'd ever been. But figure skating, it's a judged sport, a political sport, and there was already one American assured a medal spot, and maybe they were saving room so that 2 Americans couldn't be on the medal
stand. Well, that
stand.
could be. Maybe the choices are political at times, you know.
Absolutely.
But you've had a lot of controversies with the whole Olympic Committee. I mean, they're a little nasty. These 2 Canadian...
Very, very staid, I like to say.
They're very staid?
Yes, just very rigid and frigid in some cases.
They're frigid, huh? What about all those condoms up there? Talking about frigid, I was reading there were hundreds and hundreds of condoms.
I didn't even know we were allowed to have condoms. I mean, there are usually rules in the Olympic Village. No smoking, no drinking, no drugs, and no fornication. Yeah. So I was very shocked that they were giving us condoms.
But, I mean, did you know people who were using them?
No. I had a very quiet roommate, Tanith Belbin. I wish I'd been let in on the joke.
Yeah. I don't think it was a joke. I think the joke was, the joke was they were doing it and you're not.
Well, thank God no one got pregnant.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Not yet, anyway.
But the 2 Canadian commentators said that your mannerisms might hurt other men competing in skating, saying that you should get a gender test. That's nasty.
It's very nasty.
I mean, you know.
You know, like... I'm a figure skater. I'm an athlete. I was at the Olympics representing the United States, myself, and just showing everyone what I can do. And, you know, 7 days after I actually finished the competition is when these comments surfaced. And I had to hold a press conference talking about my opinion about things. And you know, I'm totally an advocate of freedom of speech and freedom of expression. So I'm not hurt that the commentators said it. I just wish they would think before they actually said it. There are so many kids like me coming after me, whose parents might repress them just because they saw what these guys said about me, that their kids are going to turn out to be like me. Yeah. And I think me is pretty fabulous. You are fabulous, and I love your Snooki hairdo also. Thank you. It's Marie Antoinette, but
Marie Antoinette, not Snooki?
No.
Oh, okay. So Snooki must have stolen it from Marie Antoinette also, then,
I think so. But you know what? I don't even know that much about Snooki. Is she cool?
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
All right, I don't need to know.
Now, there were also some comments about you being, quote-unquote, too gay for figure skating. Now, how do you respond to that?
It's figure skating.
It's figure skating. Hello?
Hello. No, I mean, everyone's different.
Sledding.
I mean, they never talk about
Bob may disagree. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But, I mean, they never talk about somebody being too butch for figure skating.
No, they never say that. Well, I think too butch might be able to be too hard on the ice or something. I don't know. You need a sort of a delicate person to skate.
A lot of cases, the girls are more butch than the men.
Well, yeah, that happens a lot everywhere.
I mean, feathers, rhinestones, you know, velvet, glitter. It's not exactly the image, especially for Americans, of a macho sport. But what I do, I challenge any football player, any hockey player, any soccer player to do what I do for one day and not cry.
They wouldn't be able to do it, huh?
No.
Those big gorillas on the ice? I don't think so.
No, they would cry.
But, you know, we had Isaac Mizrahi on the show last night.
Oh, gorgeous.
And we
How is
spoke
he?
about you. He loves you. He thinks you're fabulous. But we talked about the comments made about you being too gay. Look at this. When they're talking about the wardrobe, I consider it a compliment they say he looks too gay, unless they're talking about, like, over the top. I don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, by the way, there are gay women,
dressing.
too.
You always dress beautifully.
What's that? What was that shot?
That was...
There was somebody... Is that Johnny Weir in like tiny little panties? I never saw that. I didn't see that. That is a little too gay.
Okay, so he said you were too gay. A little too gay. And Elton John, by the way, says that he thinks Jesus was gay. So you're in very good company.
I suppose so. I think Jesus was a woman.
You do? Okay, well, that could make news. It's possible. Let's move on. Forget about it. Let's move on. Let's move on to the fur controversy.
Yeah.
Now, you were wearing fur. Tell me what happened when you wore this fabulous white fox fur thing.
You know, it was just like a little nubbin, a small, tiny...
A nubbin?
Morsel of a fox. And, you know, it's there in the picture. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful costume. It showed everything I wanted to show as far as going with the music and the character and everything. And I like fur. I'm not going to lie and say that I don't and say that I only wear faux fur because I don't. You don't.
So why not just wear faux fur just to get them off your back, at least the least of it?
Getting them off my back isn't necessarily the most important thing to do in my life. I mean, I love my life. I love the things that I love, and that's the way it's going to be. I'm not going to change for anybody. Of course, I understand all sides of the arguments, or I try to. But just because someone feels one way doesn't mean that I'm going to change how I feel. Okay, well, good for you. Don't go anywhere, because we'll be back in a minute with Johnny Weir. Going to NHK Trophy, I'm more trained than I've ever been.
More power! Johnny!
And I'm in the best physical shape.
Johnny!
And the problem with that is, this is exactly how I felt before Russia.
That was a look at Be Good, Johnny Weir, in an 8-part documentary series currently airing on the Sundance Channel, and Olympic skater Johnny Weir is here with me right now. So, you know, I watched that, and I was also watching the part in your show where you're teaching the girls, young girls, to skate, and you said to them, falling is okay. Just go with the fall. I thought it was a metaphor for life, in a way. It is. I mean, I believe that a person is defined by how they claw themselves back up from any adversity, how they pick themselves up. When you're at the top, everything's gorgeous. Everyone wants to help you. But when you fall, you have to find your own way to get up without anyone's help. And that's what defines a character. So at the end of your career, let's say maybe 20 years from now, as a skater, you'll teach maybe? Oh my God, my poor bones. Yeah, I know. What's the age limit on skaters? 25 is kind of old. I'm 25 now. That's the old, really? It's pretty old. I mean, my skating life has been short. I didn't start until I was 12. So mine's been a lot shorter than most people, but still, once your body hits a certain age, things get harder and harder every morning. I may look 25 on the outside, but it's 85 on the inside. I see what you mean, yeah. But I mean, well, anyway, you must have known you could skate when you were like 3 years old, right? I didn't know it. I'm from a really small town in Pennsylvania. They have ice there. Sometimes. The first time I skated was on a cornfield behind my house. Oh, really? Yeah. And from then, I taught myself to do things by watching TV. I love the Russian coach that you have. She's strict. Very strict. You seem a little scared of her. Is that good? It is very good. It's why I was with an American coach for the first however many long years of my career. And then I switched to Galina Zmievskaya, who's my current coach. And she instilled in me sort of a work ethic that you can't learn. It has to be pushed into you, and I needed somebody that was stronger than me. And she was it, boy. I love a strong woman. I mean, your mother seems strong, too, but this Galina really is tough. She cracks the whip. She absolutely does. And you know, she puts the fear of God in you, and you do your work, and you do the best work you can do. Well, I guess in your field, please your coach. You need that. Absolutely. I have a couple of Twitter questions before we leave. I thought you might be interested in answering some of these. First of all, what is the average cost of your costume? Someone wants to know. The costumes, it's pretty outrageous. I mean, when you're dealing with all Swarovski rhinestones, the best fabrics and things. It looks silly sometimes to people on television, but it's very expensive. I mean... And you have to pay for it all by yourself? Yes. I mean, we get a little bit of help from the U.S. Figure Skating Federation, but it's little. That was in the series, I thought. I remember that, yeah. Coaching, costumes, choreography, everything is out of your own pocket. It says, what is the, let me say, if you weren't a skater, what would you be? I'd be a fashion designer, I think. I think that's your next career. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you have a flair for it. Why not go with it? Well, Mick Jagger, that's a tough one. You have to be able to write those songs. That's a tough career. That is a tough career. I mean, look at them. I can't go to school for that? No, I don't think so. You can't learn that. But you're doing very well with your fashion, so stay with that. I love fashion. I think it's just another form of art and a way to express yourself and be an individual. Yeah. Well, good luck to you, kiddo. All right? Thank you so much. Catch Johnny in Be Good, Johnny Weir, Monday nights on the Sundance Channel. Up next, Tiger Woods returns